What's up everybody, it's your boy Elvius Void here, coming in back with another episode of What If Deku Had Solo Leveling. I haven't posted a series because I'm starting another series of What If Naruto was Satoru Gojo. Part 2 came out yesterday and today we'll be doing this series. So let's just get right into the fanfiction. Izuku stares up at the monstrous spider and thought to himself, his dagger held tightly in his right hand. Even though you are strong, I don't feel the pressure that makes me bow down to it. Izuku crouches lowly. The blue poison fang, Rasaka, in the station dungeon was strong for a boss. Even though it was an E-rank dungeon, Izuku's grip got tighter. In comparison to that snake, you are unbelievably strong. But I'm not scared of your strength, which means I became strong enough to face you. A small twitch in Izuku's lips made him smirk as the spider lunges and with its mouth open, all 8 legs working together as it moves its massive body. My current level is 18, a C-rank boss. Izuku jumps forward and begins to attack the spider's legs and body from above it. His attacks leave green and blue streaks inside the cave as every slide or cut. It's doable, Izuku says to himself. Izuku's blade leaves slices on the spider's backside as he flies towards the back of the cave. Izuku looks down at his blade as the spider roars in pain. The spider's blood drips off the tip of the blade. My attack worked. Rasaka's fang is a pretty good weapon. Izuku smirks as his eyes turn back to the spider. He jumps out of the way at the monster to its left side as the giant spider crushes the spot where he was just in. After all the beasts and monsters I've killed, Izuku stands up grinning. I feel like a hunter more than a hero. Crimson eyes meet icy blue before they charge at one another, filled with the intent to kill. Izuku quickly jumps over its head, attacking the spider's top, as it didn't have an attack to pull if it was above the spider. The spider used its legs to stab at the boy in front of him. Izuku just dances around each strike. The spider's legs dig into the floor, and Izuku slices through one of the ends of the spider's legs. But the leg wasn't entirely cut off. Its skin's pretty thick. If I want to damage it with the dagger, I'll have to dig even deeper. The spider threw its leg towards Izuku like a spear, making Izuku retreat back some more. It has no blind spots, and 8 legs can easily break through the floor and rocks. Everything is threatening, but I have to get closer. Izuku rushes forwards before slicing the top of its head, then attacking its back, cutting where he was cutting earlier. The blade finding the cut skin as he sliced at the beginning of the fight. He digs the dagger deeper and deeper with each slice. Izuku backflips before bringing the knife up, protecting himself as it slides against the leg, sending sparks flying. A feral grin spreads across his face as his eyes were back to green. How long has this fight been going on? 5 minutes? No, maybe it was 10. Izuku questions before jumping back again, getting more distance. Oh no! Izuku felt sluggish with his movements. My stamina is running out. The longer this fight gets, I haven't even dealt a lot of damage either. Report, fatigue 15. The higher my fatigue is, the slower my speed becomes. I need to end this now. Izuku spins the blade around, grabbing it, so the edge was pointed backwards. The only way to win this is with my special ability. I need to inflict it on this guy. Effect, paralyze, and effect, bleed. I did my research on raiding. The spider jumps as Izuku dashes forward, exploit with the weak points. Izuku glares at the head and eyes before the spider's mouth opens, and globs of toxic green liquid bubbles up. Shit! Izuku jumps as high as he could. spider spits the green liquid at the floor where he was just standing. Acid? Of course! Izuku breathes in and calms himself. Of course you had your trump card. Izuku lowers himself again, digging his foot into the rocky floor. My time will run out if this goes on any longer. I can't play around. I need to be fast. Close the distance and with movement. He closes the distance with movements faster than earlier. Izuku's foot cracks the floor as he digs in deeper. A bit faster. Skill. Sprint has activated. Your movement will be increased by 30%. The blue from Izuku's quirk and the green from his hair mixed as he disappeared into a blur and rushes towards the spider. He couldn't give it time to react if he wants to kill it, before it killed him. Izuku put every ounce of strength into his blade as he sliced and cut around the spider's face. Effect: Paralyze has been activated. Report: the enemy's resistance was too high. The effect was cancelled. Izuku grits his teeth. I want to finish as fast as possible, but I keep missing its critical points. Izuku breathes out roughly as he kept moving faster. Fatigue, 61. He took a deep breath. Faster! Izuku attacks, slicing faster and faster, not to give the spider room to attack him. Bit more. Time froze as Izuku and his body froze. What? Fatigue, 70. Izuku pulls his arm up and blocks the hit as the spider slams him backwards with one of his legs. He groans and breathes out as the ground underneath him were broken apart. He opens his eyes, only to see the spider's leg coming for him. Izuku remembers his daily quest and the rewards that came with it. Reward 1! Status recovery! Accept! Izuku states loudly as he breathes out, just as a leg slams down. The spider roars and tries to back away, but it was too late. Izuku was standing on its face, the daggers embedded into one of its eyes. The spider roars in pain, as each one of its 8 eyes focused on the blue glow around the boy's eyes. Izuku rips the blade out of the boss's eye, as blood splashes across Izuku's face, as he comes back down, stabbing a larger eye. Effect: Paralyze has been activated. Izuku rips the blade away before driving it back down over and over again. Effect: Bleed has been activated. Izuku's attacks focus on the eyes of the beast, as he was relentless in his attacks. Until the head of the spider explodes in a fountain of blood, falling backwards. In front of it, Izuku stands with his blade and prepares for another attack. Report: the dungeon boss has been slain. Izuku breathes out calmly, before walking away from the dead boss. You have leveled up. You have leveled up. You have leveled up. Thank goodness I didn't accept the daily quest rewards before. Who knows what would have happened? Izuku turns back to the beast as he is wondering. He stabs below the head to see if there was anything inside the boss. He found a different type of crystal. Maybe I could sell this. They are one of a kind. Izuku scratches his cheek, finding more blood on himself. Izuku leans against the blue crystals as the interest explodes inwards. Forgot about these assholes. Status: Name: Izuku Midoriya. Level: 21. Job: None. Fatigue: 0. Title: Wolfslayer. HP: 2600. MP: 391. Strength: 53. Vitality: 30. Agility: 38. Intelligence: 30. Sense: 32. Remaining points: 3. The 8 men he was inside with walks into the cave, only to see the dead boss and the boy he tried to kill waiting for him. What? That guy's still alive? The flame quirk user speaks up. Is the boss dead? The leader asks. The group, on the other hand, spoke to themselves. What happened? Did he kill it himself? Was that spider just big and stupid? The flame quirk user glares at Izuku. It seems I underestimated you, Greenie. The leader speaks up while chuckling. The leader looks at Izuku, not seeing a single weapon on him. Boss, What do we do now? One of the crew asks their leader. We kill him. The leader smirks. Izuku lowers his head some more. What foolish thoughts. Izuku holds back his glare once he looks up with a neutral face. I have a question. Have you ever killed a human before? The group all grinned. Have you? Each had their own tool or weapon ready. The leader had a shield available. What a quirk to be wasted on the likes of you, Izuku thought before a notification pops up. An emergency quest has been issued. Emergency quest. Kill the enemies. There are entities nearby that intend to murder the player. Slay them and ensure your safety. If this quest is not completed, a penalty will be issued as a result. Enemies required to be killed. 8. Enemies killed. 0. Izuku's eyes go wide, seeing and reading the message 3 times. What is this? Izuku felt his body filled with dread. The flame quirk user attacks. Quest info, emergency quest, kill the enemies. There are entities nearby that intend to murder the player. Slay them to ensure your safety. If this quest is not completed, your heart will stop. Enemies required to be killed. 8. Enemies killed. 0. Izuku was blasted backwards to the opposite side of the boss room. Let's just get the crystals and get out of here. If this place closes, we may be trapped. The leader spoke as Izuku laid out over the broken rocks as his green eyes were dull. Why? 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 Izuku's mind shuts down before kickstarting. Why did I forget that? This world, it's focused on the survival of the fittest more than anything else. Izuku's hand curls around and destroys the rocks around him. My thinking was all wrong until now. He thought back to getting his ass kicked every day for 13 years. His mother's overprotectiveness, even if she won't do anything about it to help. Every day I walked into school and out of school covered in burns, scars, and nobody ever helped. I mistook my home for as a safe place. Izuku slowly sits up. I mistook these dungeons as a safe place. He looks at the quest. Enemy. Izuku didn't feel dread anymore. My quirk is forcing me to murder. If this quest is not completed, your heart will stop. Kill if you don't want to be killed. Izuku felt some blood rolling down his face from his forehead. Wouldn't it be awkward if I died? This isn't a coincidence nor goodwill. Izuku crushes the rock with his hands. This is what my quirk needs. HP 1360 out of 2600. My quirk isn't gonna make me strong. Izuku looks at the enemies ahead of him. Huh? That guy's still alive? One of the men questioned. I saw that it wanted me to be strong. Izuku leans forward from the throne of broken rocks. It's great that it's clear. Izuku spoke coldly. The quirk uses me, and I use the quirk. The men were too distracted to pay attention to Izuku as he stands up. The darkness grows around him. Boss. Yo, has your skill deteriorated? His buddy jokes. How embarrassing. He should have been able to kill him in one shot. Other jokes come up from another member of the group. Izuku observes and listens. Bro, you should have done it seriously. The leader grins again to his friend. I guess so. The fire quirk user chuckles, but inside he was freaking out. I definitely put my full into that attack. Was my aim off? Izuku walks forward as his hair covers his eyes, letting shadows coat his face. You played around with the person's life. So, are you ready to face the consequences? Izuku asks coldly, whilst walking towards the 8 men. What is that bastard saying? One of them stands with his arms crossed, no weapon in sight. If you guys are villains, Izuku glares as his eyes turn blue. I'm saying you should be ready to become hunted. The group went quiet as there was an 8v1 fight. I'll take care of him, boss. The one with the sword quirk walks over, throwing his arm around Izuku's shoulder. It looks like you don't understand the situation very well, the villain smirks, lowering himself to see Izuku's face. Soft blue light comes from Izuku's right hand. Hmm? The man asks, as Izuku wasn't looking forward at him, when he felt something cold against his neck. Izuku flicks his wrist forward as blood sprays across the floor in front of Izuku as he just keeps staring at the other 8 in the dungeon. A soft came from the villain, whose throat was just slit. Izuku's dagger was covered with blood from the tip of its blade. 1. Izuku counts off. Enemies required to be killed. 7. Enemies killed. 1. What the hell? That bastard! When did he? The group yells at Izuku, as Izuku just walks forward with his dagger at his side pointing downwards. Where did he get a knife? Izuku grips the handle tighter. I ended up killing a person. Izuku thinks to himself. A human. Although, can I really say that they're human? And I'm just doing what the quirk orders me. But it doesn't change the fact that I killed someone. Izuku looks down at the dead man next to his feet. If I didn't kill, I'll be killed. I can't run away anymore. Izuku points the tip of the blade towards the group. If only the strong will survive. Izuku's entire life was sheltered from his mother, as if he could break from the slightest touch. Katsuki and his friends tried their best to break his body and spirit. Katsuki broke his body, but he got up again when his mother destroyed his mind, and he still kept standing. All Might was the one who broke his spirit, yet here he was. Inside Izuku's head, his old self died in the explosion 2 weeks ago. He was no longer a weakling to be messed with. Izuku's eyes turn blue as he glares coldly at the enemy before him. I don't know what you just did, but don't let your guard down, as the leader says to Izuku and his friends. But the group of criminals could see the shadows behind Izuku. He just killed him in one blow. The leader orders the other members to attack Izuku as the fire quirk user launches a massive fire at Izuku. One moment Izuku was in the way of the blast, the next he was gone in a blur. Your quirk's annoying. The flame quirk user's eyes widen as he stares into the cold blue eyes of Izuku before feeling 20 different cuts around his body. Then his world went dark. To the others that watched their longtime friend get shredded apart, and his blood sprays everywhere in the room. That bastard! 2 enemies attack Izuku by jumping at him. Izuku sidesteps the first one as his sword cracks the ground. The man felt a cold chill to his side, seeing Izuku's blue hoodie before feeling Izuku's dagger digging into his spine. The second attacker went from a side attack as well, but still, Izuku merely deflected the blow and stabbed the villain in the stomach while holding his arm. Izuku's face held a small frown as the man started coughing blood. Izuku turns his attention to the rest of the group, dashing forwards, dodging all other attacks and slicing their skin. My body isn't moving! One man screams. Is it his quirk? I thought this place was his quirk! That son of a bitch! The 3 that screamed suddenly convulsed and bled. Effect, bleed has been activated. Effect, paralyze has been activated. Effect, paralyze has been activated. Each one screams before Izuku killed them one by one. In a flash, all of our members, the lonely leader yells. You bastard, you were hiding your skills? You saw the boss I just killed. Izuku walks closer, only stopping a few feet away. Enemies required to be killed. 1. Enemies killed. 7. The system reports. I didn't expect all my friends to be defeated. The leader glares harder at the green-haired man. Izuku watches as the shield turns red. I'll kill you! The leader charges towards Izuku with the intent to kill, only to freeze up as Izuku's hand was right in front of his face. "Takashi, you're fierce and strong," Izuku states in a bland and neutral tone. "But there's one thing you don't know." Izuku's hand grabs the man's face before slamming him backwards into the floor, making a shockwave of broken rocks flying. "I'm always leveling up, ceaselessly." The leader stares up at cold blue eyes, remembering the bright green ones when they first met. He felt terror in his heart as he starts coughing. What just happened?" The leader was left on the floor, sprawled out. Did he just slam me into the ground?" He stares up at the shadows that cover Izuku's face, only to see the cold blue glow of his eyes. Izuku's dagger at his side, ready for the last kill. "Wait! Don't kill me!" The leader sits up on his knees. Please spare me. I'll give you money. You can have all the crystals here and whatever else." The man begs. 3 times. Izuku tilts his head to the side. Are you asking for forgiveness from someone you tried to kill 3 times? Blood was still pooling out of Izuku's forehead and down his face from his neck. Stop! The leader screams. Do you think you'll get away with this? No one will know what happened here. It's my quirk after all. Izuku stares down at the man with indifference. You bastard! Izuku didn't need to hear another word. In a simple movement, the dungeon was silent, as the leader's head rolled away from his body. Blood slowly pours from his neck and head once they were separated. The body slumps over, and Izuku puts his knife back into his inventory. Ugh, my clothes became a mess again. Izuku stares down at his dirty jacket. It was covered in burn marks and blood. Plus, with my body growing, they don't even fit me anymore. I guess I need to buy new clothes. Izuku looks around the room before stepping over the bodies and leaving. The entire dungeon starts to shake and crumble. The dungeon is closing. I guess it's time to leave. Izuku follows the route back to the portal. Rest reward. Emergency quest. Kill the enemies. Completion rewards. Completion conditions have been met. Will you receive rewards? Accept and refuse. Quest rewards. Choose your rewards. Reward 1. Status recovery. Reward 2. Experience points plus 10. Reward 3. Bloodlust. Will you accept your rewards? Accept and refuse. Skills. Active. Bloodlust. Level 1. 100 mana. To use. Using a strong energy, the selected target will be put in a state of fear for 1 minute. Several targets can be selected. Effect Fear puts all stats at negative 50% of targeted user. Of target, not user. Izuku walks out of the portal, just as it shut and disappeared. He looks into the construction building, not seeing a single body. Izuku walks towards the gate, only to get punched hard. He grunts out as something slaps him. He starts floating away. He was weightless. What the? Izuku grabs the gate to stop himself from flying away as a girl was glaring at him. Can you explain why you punched me and then floated me away? Izuku asks, even though he was floating. He inspects the girl that punched him first, then asks the question. She had brunette hair and had warm brown eyes, except they were looking at him with rage. He's seen the girl somewhere. Where has he recognized her from? What are you doing on my family's property? She yells. Oh, yeah, that's right. The daughter of the Uraraka family. Ochako Uraraka. Izuku supplies his mind. Well, oh, damn it. Izuku crashes to the floor as he felt a massive boot crush against his chest, stopping him from getting up. I want answers now! She looked like a demon. Alright guys, this is where I'm going to finish this episode off. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will probably continue to finish this series, but I don't know, this isn't getting a lot of views compared to some of the other series, so I might stop this If this video can get at least like 3 likes because the channel's not growing so fast right now, then I will probably continue the series. Otherwise, I might stop this. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe and comment for any other suggestions that I can do for any other series. So yeah, with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.